Any Guy Lafleur stories, like anything that like just like when you think about him, like you remember a few instances where he just left you in awe?
Every second I was there, I would just watch him because he was like a little kid going to his first training camp. I felt like he felt. That's what I think. He was so excited to put his skates on. This is one. Leachy and I went to one of the games, exhibition games, and we get there at 5 o'clock. We think we're kind of early. It's earlier than we get to college games. We walk in the dressing room, Flowers fully dressed, sitting in his stall like this.
Shut up.
We walk in.
With his skates tied?
Skates weren't tied. They were late, but they weren't fully tied. Holding his stick, sitting in the stall by himself. And we're like, I think maybe we should have came earlier. That was one. And then the other thing was, as a rookie that wasn't supposed to make the team, they only ordered me probably 6 sticks. And back then we had the wooden sticks, so they didn't last very long. You whack a couple guys, they break, and pretty soon you're down to 1 or 2. I had to borrow Guy Lafleur's sticks because I ran out of sticks. So I used his sticks probably 5 or 6 games into my career and had to use them the rest of that year. So that year that I did well scoring, I was using Flowers sticks. The bad thing that I did was that I never asked Guy for one of his sticks or Marcel. In today's game, everyone's sticks and everyone's got a big stick collection. I was too nervous and too respectful to say, hey, Flower, can I have one of your sticks? So I didn't get one. But about 2 years ago, when he started to, his health started to deteriorate, I found one on eBay. And I looked at it through all the pictures, and I said, you know what? I examined it, and I said, that's his stick because I used it.
Wow.
I had one of my old ones. I ordered it. I bought it, and I got it in my basement now. And it lines up exactly with my stick, so I know it's his. So I did that. I bought that just to have something of Flowers because when he got sick there,
that's incredible.
I realized how special he was to me and how I wanted to have something from him. So I have that stick in my basement.
I also have to ask about Marcel Dion because I think for guys like maybe my age, like I'm turning 40 and definitely younger, and maybe it's because he was out in L.A. and Guy Lafleur's in Montreal, but like maybe the most underrated, under-talked about superstar of all time. Like what kind of guy was he when you got to play with him? Quiet, loud? Like I just know nothing about him, and you look at his numbers. I mean, one of the best to ever do it.
He was on the other end where Flower was. So Flower came in and Guy came in all excited and hyper and energy and just like a little kid. He was on the back end where he was tired and kind of sleepy and just kind of really reserved into himself, but again, at a level of respect on what he had done and still what he could do at that age was remarkable for me. But complete opposites as far as Flower wanted to be right in the middle of what was going on with the guys and team, and Marcel was a little bit saying, I'm a little bit too old for this stuff. I'm kind of slowing down here. I'm going to kind of take it easy on some of the energized hockey stuff. But really cool. Again, very unbelievable skilled at that age still. And Phil used him, and Michel Bergeron used him on the power play for most of that year. He's kind of a power play specialist.
But then I saw that year he ended up in the minors for a little bit. Like, do you remember when he got sent down, or how did that all come about?
Yeah, he started losing ice time, and I don't remember who got mad at who, and they just thought it'd be time to bring some younger players up. I don't really know how that happened. I thought he was still an effective player. But.
Outside of superstition, why was Guy Lafleur there like 4 or 5 hours before the game? Why was he doing that?
That's what he did, man. He did. And then go on the ice for practice. He was always the funny guy in practice that would find ways to make things humorous, no matter what was going on. Just happy, energized, and to me, as a player that when you get older in your career, you would draw back on that, saying these kids are looking up to the older players to see if they're just going through the motions just to get through the day, or they're having fun with what they're doing. So that enthusiasm that he had kind of helped me realize that as I get older, I want to keep that same passion that he showed, so I could show others that I'm happy to be here. And that was really a big, a quality of that Flower had that lots of maybe older players kind of lose as they get older.
That's the first thing I remember about you from Penguins camp. Like, you were around the rink, you always had a smile on. You were so energetic, right? energy, and like you're happy to be. It's happy to be around you. So no, it definitely followed with you.
Thanks, Piss.
Yeah, no, it's great, man. I know it's the one thing I remember, man. It's a big impact. Is
He's getting his head punched in, but he's like, Tony's in a great mood.
Yeah.
There you go, Piss. Good fight, buddy.
No,
hey,
but
all right.
as little as time we spent together, that's the one thing that stuck out. I want to say I said that to you on the way over to get coffee this morning.
He did.
Tony, when you played with Guy, what was the best career advice he gave you back then?
I think the fun part of it. And
Okay.
he didn't have to give it to me. I could see it.
Right.
And he that's why it surprised me so much that he was able to walk away and be away from the game for 3 years. And then, I don't know what he would have done in that time to bring that joy to himself. But you saw when he came back how much he missed it and appreciated it. And, again, I wish I would have taken some pictures with him or done some different things with him to be able to celebrate that in a different way now. But I got his stick. I got those memories, and I know how lucky I was to have had that opportunity to play with him.